Have you ever wondered what it truly feels like to carry the weight of 7 decades? A lifetime filled with love, loss, and lessons that could fill 1,000 pages? Imagine reaching your 70s and suddenly realizing the world you knew has quietly changed. The familiar rhythm of visits, conversations, and laughter begins to fade, replaced by long, reflective silences. Why does this happen? Is it exhaustion or something much deeper tugging quietly at the soul? In this video, we'll explore 5 shocking truths behind why many seniors stop seeing friends, and how understanding them can change the way we view aging itself. These truths reveal not just why connections fade, but how acceptance and wisdom grow in their place. By the time you reach 70, the illusion of endless time has long dissolved. Each passing year adds weight and texture to your perspective, like layers of fabric woven with memories, struggles, and grace. The battles you've faced, the people you've loved and lost, all leave their imprint. Their echoes linger, shaping how you see the world and your place within it. In youth, time feels infinite. Socializing fills wide-open days with meaning and discovery. But later in life, those same gatherings can feel smaller, lighter against the backdrop of all you've lived. Small talk, casual pleasantries, the noise of routine chatter may begin to feel hollow, not because they lack value, but because you now understand time differently. You might catch yourself mid-conversation, wondering quietly, is this how I want to spend my remaining moments? It's not cynicism or isolation, it's wisdom. It's a quiet awareness that time is precious, and connection, to be meaningful, must reach deeper than before. This isn't a sudden change, but a slow awakening, a reordering of what truly matters as the years gather behind you. You may have once sought company to ease boredom or loneliness, but now you're drawn to something deeper, something lasting. The small talk, the weather updates, the recycled gossip, these no longer hold your attention. What you crave instead are moments with meaning, conversations that stir the soul, or even shared silences that speak volumes. This isn't withdrawal out of indifference. It's the opposite. You've simply grown more selective, more intentional. 1 hour spent with someone who truly understands you, or doing something that still sets your heart alight, is worth more than a dozen shallow encounters. It's not that you care less, you care more. You've seen how fragile life is, how fleeting each sunrise can be. So you choose to give your time only to what feels genuine, what endures. You know every goodbye could be the last, every laugh a gift not promised. A younger soul might see this change as distance or weariness. But it's neither. It's the clarity of someone who's carried time long enough to understand its true weight and refuses to spend it carelessly. 2. The masks get too heavy to wear. For decades, you've played the roles life demanded: the patient parent, the dependable friend, the steady partner, the loyal worker. Each came with its own mask, worn to meet expectations and maintain harmony. You smiled through tension, swallowed words to keep the peace, and nodded along to conversations that barely skimmed the surface. You shaped yourself to fit into places that never quite fit you back. It was survival, a long, unbroken performance, and you were good at it, perhaps too good. But now, in your 70s, the masks have grown heavy. Their straps dig deep, the effort to keep them in place slipping through your fingers like sand. You've followed society's rules for years. Don't rock the boat, don't overshare, don't show the cracks. But the rhythm feels off now. The price of pretending has grown too high. So begins a quiet rebellion. Authenticity, once a luxury, has become a necessity. You no longer have the energy or the desire for small talk that feels empty. You long for truth, for real connection, for words that mean something. And if that means declining a coffee date with someone who only skims the surface, so be it. You've simply learned that peace is worth more than pretense. You no longer feel the need to attend every gathering or play a role that doesn't fit. Declining a shallow coffee date or skipping a tense family dinner doesn't feel like withdrawal anymore. It feels like peace. You're no longer performing for an audience that doesn't even notice the script. This isn't bitterness or resentment for years spent wearing masks. It's clarity. After decades of carrying the weight of others' expectations, setting it down feels like shedding a skin that's grown too tight. At 70, you've earned the right to be unfiltered, to let your true self breathe without apology. You now seek out those rare souls who see past the roles you once played, those who meet your honesty with their own. They may not be loud or many, but they are real, and in their quiet company, you rediscover something long missing, the freedom to simply be yourself. No costume required. 3. Death stops being a stranger. By 70, mortality is no longer a distant rumor. It becomes a quiet presence, a familiar guest who now and then pulls up a chair beside you. You've watched it claim friends, siblings, perhaps even a spouse whose absence still lingers in the empty corners of your home. You've felt its shadow, too. The health scares that jolt you awake. The doctor's words that stay with you longer than they used to. The body that no longer obeys as it once did. Time, once an endless ocean, now feels finite. A precious stream slipping through your fingers. Every decision carries more weight. Do you spend an afternoon at a visit that feels like obligation? Or do you choose the quiet joy of writing a heartfelt letter, or simply sitting with your own thoughts as rain taps gently against the window? These moments alone aren't signs of retreat. They're acts of clarity. You're not turning away from life, you're turning toward what matters most. The clock ticks louder now, but its rhythm brings a strange kind of freedom. The permission to let go of the hollow and hold close what fills the soul. At 70, death no longer feels like a stranger. It walks beside you, reminding you not of fear, but of urgency. The urgency to live deeply, to love honestly, and to spend your remaining time with eyes wide open. By the time you reach 70, the spaces left by loss accumulate quietly, like layers of sediment. Each one carries an echo of what once was. These memories don't fade. They hum beneath the surface, vibrating through the years. A casual dinner or a familiar laugh can suddenly open an old wound. The clink of a glass, the scent of tobacco or lavender, a flash of color, all can pull you back to a moment you still feel in your bones. A room full of chatter can, in an instant, turn hollow. A stage where absences stand out more sharply than faces. It's not that you don't love the people still around you. You do. But grief has a way of clinging, soft yet heavy, making every step through the world feel more delicate, more cautious. These losses don't erase the present. They simply cast a quiet shadow over it, tinting even joy with a bittersweet glow. So, when you step back from gatherings, it isn't rejection. It's protection. You're not pushing people away. You're guarding your heart from a storm of memories that can overwhelm without warning. Each recollection cuts both ways, comfort in its beauty, pain in its finality. Yet in that retreat lies strength, a conscious choice to nurture only what feels genuine and safe. You begin to seek relationships that honor your full story, not just the laughter, but the losses, not just the years lived, but the resilience that carried you through them. You long for those rare souls who can sit with you in silence, who understand the echoes without trying to fill them, and who can hold both your sorrow and your light with equal grace. Because even after all the goodbyes, you refuse to let the emptiness define you. It doesn't erase your story. It deepens it. 5. Solitude becomes a sanctuary. After a lifetime spent caring for others, through sleepless nights, relentless work, and countless responsibilities, turning 70 feels like stepping into a new, uncharted season of grace. It's more than an age, it's a threshold. The noise of obligation softens, and for the first time, you're allowed to turn inward. For decades, your days belonged to others, children, deadlines, endless demands. But now, solitude is no longer loneliness. It's a deliberate choice, a quiet room you enter willingly, closing the door behind you with purpose. In the quiet of solitude, you begin to feel the full weight of your life, the triumphs that still glow faintly, the losses that left their marks, and the regrets that linger like shadows in late afternoon light. In this stillness, you slowly untangle yourself from the many roles you've carried: parent, partner, worker, friend, to rediscover who you truly are beneath the layers of duty and expectation. Socializing, once effortless, now feels like a negotiation with your energy. Every conversation takes effort, listening, responding, keeping pace, and sometimes you simply don't have the strength for it. At 70, you've earned the right to say, "Not today." It's not about retreating from the world. It's about choosing when and how to meet it. Some days, laughter and shared meals lift your spirit. On others, the quiet pull of solitude feels more nourishing, a chance to rest, recharge, and let your thoughts unfold freely. This isn't withdrawal. It's deeper engagement, growth that blossoms in silence. Solitude invites reflection on questions long buried beneath busyness. Who am I without the titles? What do I still long to do with the time I have left? What truly matters when the years ahead are fewer than those behind? These are not questions answered in crowds. They require stillness, the uncluttered mind that hears truth only in whispers. In that quiet space, peace begins to settle in. You start making peace with the past, not erasing mistakes, but softening their edges with understanding. You rediscover joy in small, sacred rituals, the weight of a book, the sound of rain, the slow sip of morning tea. Solitude becomes your sanctuary. No roles, no expectations, just the quiet presence of yourself. It's not escape, it's homecoming. After a lifetime of giving, building, and enduring, you've earned the grace to simply be, to rest in the quiet strength of all you've become. And there you have it, 5 profound truths that reveal why, after 70, visiting people may take a back seat to something far richer, a more intentional way of living. It isn't about closing doors, but opening the ones that truly matter. I wish you good health, happiness, and peace. Thank you for watching. And remember to subscribe to my channel for more heartfelt insights on aging with grace and purpose.